back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review video, and I'm going to be trying out a new drugstore foundation that just recently launched. It is the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. I have two shades here that I'm going to be trying out for you guys. I also picked up the concealer palette, and I also have the color correcting palette as well. So we're going to be trying all of those out today, and I'm really excited to bring you guys this video because it's in collaboration with L'Oreal. So a huge thank you to them for sponsoring this video, and yeah, let's get on with the review. I have the shade 311 Cream Cafe as well as 312 Cocoa. So I believe I'm kind of like an in-between of these shades, so I'm going to be mixing the two of them together. So this foundation is full coverage, and it's supposed to give you a very nice weightless feel to the skin. It's meant to look very natural. It's meant to be a 24-hour wear foundation, and I am going for an event tonight, so I'm going to actually test that out. And as you guys can see, I have some skin concerns that I hope the foundation is going to cover. I just have a few like dark marks in this area from breakouts, and then I also have like a little darkness around my mouth area. Because it's full coverage, I will not be color correcting, but I just quickly want to also show you guys the color correcting palette that is available. So for anyone that suffers from like say redness or like dull skin, you guys can check out this color correcting palette that L'Oreal came out with. It's very full coverage. You get a peachy shade which you can use under your eyes to color correct any darkness. The yellow shade is good for brightening and just to basically bring more light to the face. The green shade is very good for correcting any kind of redness, and then the purple is good for counteracting dullness to the skin as well. And then you also get a little sponge which you can use to apply the product, and everything is nicely placed in this compact. And so yeah, for my fair skin toned women, you guys definitely benefit from this. The shade is a little too light for me, so I would not be using that today, but I really just want to see how the foundation performs because it's full coverage, so I believe it will be able to actually cover up all of my dark marks. So I'm going to start off by using the shade 311. I believe 311 is closest to my skin tone, so I'm going to use more of 311 and then just add like a little dab of the 312 shade. Then I'm going to go in with the shade 312, which is the darker color. This one has more of a red undertone, while the 311 shade has more of a yellow undertone. And as you guys can see, I have a yellow undertone. So my first impressions, it's very creamy on the skin. It feels very airy and smooth, like kind of like a moussey texture to it. And yeah, my skin is already primed, so I'm just going to apply this. Okay, so now to blend everything out, I'm going to be going in with the new Blend Artist Infallible Sponge by L'Oreal, which looks like this. That's the container, and the sponge actually looks like this. So I really like this particular shape because it has this flat surface, which is really good for blending out your concealer as well as really getting into that inner corner area. And you can also use that flat surface to apply some powder if you need to. And then the bottom part is also like flat as well, and you can use this to apply your contour if you want. But I'm just going to use this to actually blend out the foundation on my face. So I'm using the sponge damp. I feel like this is the best way to get like a very good blended application. So make sure you get your sponge very nice and damp, and it's very soft as well. I'm just going to apply a little more around my mouth area. Alright you guys, so this is what one side of my face looks like done, and then comparing it to the other side, as you can see, it gives me a very nice mattified look to my skin. My skin looks evened out. It covered up all of my dark spots as well as the discoloration around my mouth, which is really good. Yeah, so I'm just going to do the other side and carry on. Okay guys, so far so good. I'm actually so impressed. Like, it looks very much like my skin, looks very natural. And just using my finger on my hand, like, it doesn't feel tacky, and there's like very little transfer on my hand. So once the product sets in place, it actually does stay in place, which is absolutely amazing, especially like when you're going out. And I'm going to be using the 220 Concealing and Contour Kit, which looks like this. And this just comes with 4 different concealer shades that you can use to basically conceal and contour and highlight your face. And it also comes with a sponge that you can use. I'm actually just going to go back in with the beauty sponge that I've been using before, just because I really love how like soft and easy to work with it is. So I'm going to be going in with the darkest shade right here. I'm just going to be using that underneath my eyes just to add a little more coverage and brighten up that area just a little bit. So the concealer is very, very creamy, which is nice. And it blends out really nicely as well. So I'm going to use this concealer to just highlight and contour my face. And right now I'm just reverse contouring. I'm going to apply it underneath my eyes as well. I'm using like the pointed edge of the sponge just so I can get that really straight line down the bridge of my nose. And then I'm just applying what's left on my sponge to my forehead area and just blending that out. And then to contour, I'm actually just going to go back in with the foundation that I used. So I'm going in with the shade 312, which is the darker one, and I'm just going to use that to contour my face. Now, like I said before, this one has more of like a red undertone to it, so it's going to give me like that nice bronzy effect. And I'm using the bottom of my beauty sponge. I'm just applying this in this area. And then I'm going to turn my sponge to the side and then just blend this out. So even with the contouring and highlighting that I'm doing, my face still feels very like airy. Like I don't feel like I have a lot of product on my face, which is really, really good. Alright you guys, so this is what everything looks like with contouring and highlighting done and blended. All of my problem areas have been covered. I also noticed that my smile lines are not as obvious as they usually would when I use other foundations, which is really, really impressive because I've actually been on a hunt for a foundation that wouldn't really sink into my smile lines and make them more obvious than they are. So right now this is doing a pretty good job. So like I said, I'm going to give you guys updates. I'm just going to do the rest of my face and then I'll come back to basically round up this review. Okay, as you guys said, I just finished the rest of my makeup, and now to set my whole face I'm going to be going with the Infallible Pro Spray and Set makeup setting spray, and this is just basically meant to lock in my makeup all day long and really just help with the longevity of my foundation and my concealer, and just make sure everything stays in place for the whole day. Alright you guys, so I'm just going to let that dry down, and yeah, basically like I said, the foundation is really, really nice. I love how lightweight it feels on my skin. It covers up my imperfections like perfectly, so it's definitely full coverage, and you can always build on the coverage if you want. But if you want the coverage to be less, you can thin it out, say by adding some oil or like adding it to your moisturizer, making it into like a tinted moisturizer. You can do that. And yeah, so you can definitely play around with it. It's in your drugstore, like I said, so it's very affordable and definitely wouldn't break the bank. So definitely check it out, as well as the concealer palette and the color correcting kit. The sponge is also pretty good, very soft and it's nice and small, so it really fits in your hand properly, so you have a lot of control. And then the makeup setting spray, I'm going to see how it helps my makeup lock in place and last all day long, and I'm going to see how the foundation wears throughout the day. So far so good, everything looks nice and flawless, and I'm very impressed. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick mini review and demo, and don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and I'll leave all of those links in the video as well as in the description box. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!